Secrets of the 4,500-year-old Great Pyramid of Giza. What was there inside this 4,500 years old pyramid, which is 480 feet high from the ground? Just to see it, the researchers sent a robot with a camera inside the pyramid. The robotic camera stopped at a place because now there was a slab of stone in front of it. The researchers believe that there is definitely some secret hidden behind this slab, which is buried for the last 4,500 years. They had to know this secret at any cost, so they put a drill machine in front of the robot, which drilled a hole in that slab. Now a camera was sent inside this hole, which made a hole in the slab. On the other side, a scene was seen which no one had seen in the last 4,500 years, when the videos once again showed Kushamdi. In Egypt, there are a total of 138 tall 3-foot pyramids, which have faced dozens of earthquakes and many dangerous storms in the last thousands of years. But how dare any one of them move from here to there? The tallest and the biggest of these was the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the base area of the monument is 31A. This means that surprisingly not 1 or 2, but 9 football field monuments can fit inside this monument. According to the calculation, a total of lakhs of big stones were used on it, out of which some stones weighed 50 tons. Thousands of years ago, when humans did not even have any tools, how were the walls of these monuments leveled inch by inch? How were 50 tons of stones cut into square shapes, and without any effort, were they taken to the battlefield in 480 feet? And who were the engineers who made these monuments earthquake-proof, and also made all their sides exactly level? It was set at an angle of 51.5 degrees. You will be able to know all this in today's video. So let's start with challenge number 1. For many centuries, various research teams were sitting together to know the construction technique of this pyramid, how each side of this pyramid was set exactly on the north, south, east, and west without a compass. Many experts believe that the architects of that time must have first searched for such a land, which could bear the weight of lakhs of tons of stones. The next challenge was to level the land. If the level of the 13-acre land on which this pyramid was to be built was even slightly out, then it would not have been possible for this mountain of 23 like stones to stand. Now, to level the land, the engineers of that time neither had laser levelers nor force. One expert believes that water would have been poured on all 4 sides of the construction site by standing on them, and then the water level of one side would have been matched with the water level of the other side. Many experts believe that instant education also used this simple tool, which had wood on both sides and a stone tied with a rope at its center. If the stone touches it and its receipt comes exactly on the center line, then it means that the land of 20 is perfectly level. Now the directions were also set on the paramedical traction side, marking was also done, and the level of the land was also set. Now it was the turn to start the construction, for which there were requests for big stones weighing lakhs of tons, but they neither had grinders nor checks to cut these stones. But still they cut stones weighing 50 tons, and also gave them square or rectangle 6, but with whose help? Yes, this is the only plant with the help of which the stones were cut. Experts believe that the sugar used in the construction of Perm was not made of copper, only because they also knew that copper is soft and cannot cut stone, so a chemical and silica was also included in it. This sugar made from copper and silica was hammered on the stones with wooden hammers, and after many hours of hard work, big stones were brought into shape. Now this special type of stone, which is today called limestone, was being cut in the city of Daura, 250 kilometers away from pyramid construction site Pisa. Each stone was equal to 50 tons, i.e. 50,000 kilos, which is almost equal to the weight of 3 passenger buses, and many lakhs of such stones were cut in just one place. The parameters were going to be amazing as to transport such a huge weight. Neither animals could be used in those days, nor did they have trees, so if this work had to be done by Jagdish of today, then this transport company would get a good top 5 position. Surprisingly, this work was done by boats and boats. Yes, the river between Tora and Visa was exploited, and the stones were loaded in large boats and transported to the peak. Experts believe that this work was not so easy. An army of at least 500 workers would have been engaged at the same time for loading and unloading such huge stones in the ships. The team of experts who were researching the construction of the Spirit had now got answers to many of their questions, but one thing was bothering them all the time, that the limestone was cut, transported, and during the construction, it started piling up one on top of the other. The issue was how the stones would have been transported to such a height. Many experts believe that this was planned before the construction of the pyramid. Either it would have gone up through a spiral track or in a zigzag manner, but it is certain that stones weighing 50,000 kilograms were lifted up with the help of an army of workers. It was not just about lakhs of workers cutting limestone with chisel and hammer and transporting such big stones. Inside this pyramid, compartments, ways to enter them, and many small tunnels were also made. Yes, granite is such a stone which is considered to be the hardest stone in the world after diamond. Experts believe that it took 4 months to cut such a big stone in this way. What was the purpose of making the remedy? How many workers worked at the same time to make these stones? And when the robotic camera shot a picture of the flood of stones inside the vat, what scene was seen inside it? No one had seen all this in the last 4,500 years. You will be able to know all this and more in part 2 of this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments and likes. See you in the next wonderful chapter in the next video only on What, When, Where. Subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.